All right, you know how I roll, folks. Coffee's number one. Having fun's number two. Woo! Safety, number three. Let's do it.
Woo! Struggling this morning. Allergies are acting up again. Nose running like a faucet. But hey, it's LA Appliance Guy. We back to normal. No more tomfoolery with that April Fool's stuff. Let's get some coffee in us and let's fix something today. Let's do it. Okay, so we got one of these big old goat Frigidaire made freezers. I'm stuffed in here because of the rain, but big old freezer over here on the wall. They kept saying they had to add Freon to it. There's already a Schrader valve on it. Let's pump it up and see if we can find the leak, if there is a leak. So this is one of those big old 20 cubic foot, all analogs. Got a defrost timer. It's got a regular thermostat and a Panasonic compressor, really good compressors apparently. But they said they've had to put Freon in it for the past few years. And when I put the gauges on there earlier, there was like nothing, like the gauges barely moved. So I'm wondering where our leak is. Let's see, sometimes they'll leak in this heat exchange going through the wall because that's where the moisture comes in. But these freezers are tanks. So we'll pump it up to about 200 or so and see if it drops and how fast. Ain't got no leaks on there. Solder, so that's good. Factory ain't gonna leak. Let's see if it drops. Only thing I don't like about these plain Jane freezers is they don't have a temperature alarm. That's it. I mean, they work great, but I think you can buy some cheap temperature alarms that go inside of them that are like battery powered or something. It might be good insurance to have on some of these old ones. I need to look into that. Matter of fact, if anybody's ever used any, mention them down in the comments. Give them a try. Another beautiful Monday morning. Could be worse. Well, would you look at that? Where did the Freon go? It's just been one of those days where nothing is working out. Getting my butt kicked, soaking wet, and ain't nothing fixed. It's sitting exactly where I left it. I mean, I guess I'll leave it tonight and see if it's just a really, really slow leak. They said they had to add Freon. So, let's see. Well, good morning again. Sitting at 200, exactly where we left it. Now, where did the Freon go? It's a magic Freon. It just disappears. Well, I don't know. Sometimes these Schrader valve cores, they can leak. And people around here, whoever's working on them out in the field, love to leave caps off. Isn't that crazy? But yeah. It's held 200 for 24 hours. So I guess I was praising this Panasonic compressor, but maybe we should see if it's pumping down. Or maybe it's a restriction in the dryer. We'll find out. So let's figure it out. Okay, we are equalized down to 0. Let's plug it in and see if it pumps down. All right. My little homemade extension. Come on. Come on. Coming on down. These things should pump down to almost 30. Just trying. Kind of has a little bit of noise to it. Well, dang. I think we got blow-by in the compressor because it is not pumping past about 15. I think it's time to upgrade. I just go hard on these things. Get some more yellow jackets. But looks like we've got compressor problems because it ain't pumping like it should. It should be almost down to 30. And I was just praising Panasonic as being a good compressor. Well, they are. Everything can break. So I've got a bunch of big old compressors and I don't know if they're gonna fit in there. And the way that these freezer ones, they have this little bracket on the back here. It's like a little tab and it holds the drain onto the back, the drain pan onto the back of the compressor. See, like this old one here had a drain pan on top. I have relocated drain pans before. They used to come in the compressor kits for these things, but man, oh man, all I have is some big old Embracos. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I wonder where the Freon went. And I wonder why the compressor failed. Maybe it's because they kept juicing it up and then it would, I don't know. Maybe they had it wrong. All right, so here we go. We're about to get redneck again. We're gonna get this Embraco in here. We have to take all our 7/16 bolts out. You can see the pan, how it goes on the back. Well, we're gonna have to zip tie it because I don't have an auxiliary pan that we could mount in line. It's gonna be fun. We got steel to copper here, steel to copper here. Unsweat that, unsweat the high line, change our dryer. We'll reuse this relay and we'll be cooling, freezing, if this fits where this goes. All right, you know how I roll, folks. Coffee's number one. Having fun's number two. Woo! Safety number three. Let's do it. All right, fun is part of the whole job. The screws. It's not that this is hard to do. It's just these 4 bolts are fine threaded and it's tight in there and you're dealing with a bunch of sharp copper and steel. So just don't cut yourself all up trying to get these dumb screws out. Like I said, fun is part of the whole job. Really the most time consuming, getting these screws out. Already just cut the capillary tube off the old dryer because we're gonna put a new dryer on in just a bit. Did you catch that? Because that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna unsolder the Schrader valve there because we're gonna use it on the other one. Unsolder the dryer because we're gonna push a new one on there. Unsolder the high side and the low side, and then we'll pull a vacuum, pressurize it, and all the good stuff. Alrighty, and here's the steel line coming out. And then next will be the low side. It's copper. And it'll just pull right out. Last one. I leave this one in so the compressor doesn't move when I'm pulling the lines out. Pow, pow. Cool it down, cool it down. New filter dryer. We'll get it ready. More coffee. It's always best practice to put a new filter dryer in when you go into a sealed system. I have been known not to do it, but here I'm just preparing the new dryer to put it on. But in this situation with it being open, I would do it. So, let's see how this goes. We have to get this on this somehow. Deal with it in a second. You want to be really careful when laying these compressors in there. I mean, if it was a brand new one, it would have rubber stoppers in the lines, but you just don't want the oil to come out when you're laying it in there like this. And it's got a spring in there, and you don't want to be just chunking it in, but it's got to go in one way or the other. One screw. And two screw. Good enough. I guess we'll go ahead and put the relay on. And the most important wire. Where is your plug? Where is your plug? Most important wire has to go there. There we go. Bam. Earlier we cut the capillary tube, but now you want to kind of score it or break it to where there's a good hole in it. You don't want it to be pinch close or we'll be in trouble. But we're just getting set up. I'm putting the capillary tube in the bottom of the dryer and then pinching it down, and then putting the dryer that we swedged into the high side coming out of the box and then pinching it down there. I forgot to do my ritualistic sanding though. So sadly to say, I end up having a leak on the high side. Surprise, surprise. Not a big deal, but I will sand it and then get it back going. As you can see, I started with the low side, the copper to copper on this one, heated up the little stub that was in there, pulled it out, shoved the low side in. Once you get it red hot with copper to copper, the silver just flows right around. But on this high side here, it doesn't look like it, but this is steel. I'm guessing it might be some kind of alloy, but a magnet does stick to it. And it's harder to get the copper and steel to stick with the silver. But you just got to get it to that right temperature, touch it to it, and it'll roll right around. Then we move over to the other side where the process tube is. We'll put the Schrader valve in. We got off the old compressor. It's copper to copper. Heat it, stick some solder to it, and it rolls right around. Now for the fun part. On the bottom of a dryer, if you heat the top side first, the solder draws to the heat. So that's how I kind of just heat that top side and it draws it up to it. Then we'll go up to the top and here's the steel to copper, and I don't quite get it. Uh-oh, I didn't even do any ritualistic sanding and I spilled my coffee. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. That doesn't sound right. Oop. Pretty clean, actually. Yeah, a lot of times you'd see a bunch of brown doo-doo and dirt up in there if it was trash in the system, so. Oh well. Let's see if we got any bubbles. Bada boom. Ooh, that's still warm. Still warm. Not bad. These are the two steel to coppers. Oh, yep, look at that. Son of a gun. Ritualistic sanding. In this case where I'm going back in to reheat some steel to copper, a lot of times, sorry, I will just heat the mess out of it and just try and move that original solder around, sometimes an extra dab. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh. Think we got her. Woohoo! All right. All right. No. We good. Pow, pow. Suck it up. Okay, so it's time to get a little bit more redneck. Strap in. These are high heat zip ties. Man, I'm sorry, this is a long one. It's just a lot of steps. If you made it this far, hit that like and subscribe, baby. But yeah, I'm just reaching my hands in there trying to get that zip tie around this bracket, and we'll do it on the other side too. On this side of the drain pan, I got it going through it and then going around the low side stub on the compressor. Nothing to it, it just has to be up on the side of the compressor so the heat helps evaporate the defrost water that comes out of the inside. Bada boom! A little bit of work, a little bit of a chop job, but she should be good. Alrighty, alrighty. Time for the juice. Oh! All right. Okie sitting just above 0. That's perfect. And the sides are getting warm. That's what we like to see. All right, it's been about an hour. 20, 15. Nice. Whew, sorry that was a long one, y'all, but I appreciate you fighting through that one with me. But it sure feels good up in there. I want to be up inside. I want to live up in there. Long one. Alrighty, y'all, so that was a quick compressor swap. I say quick, it took me a while, but yeah, sorry the pollen's still getting me, but we got the compressor in. It's cooling and running great. What's it on? Still about 20, but we'll get her hosed out, cleaned up, and we made it to the end of the video, and that means it's keyword time. And the keyword today is, what would you use? Zip ties or duct tape? What's your go-to? friggin' zip ties like we did with the pan, or duct tape. Thank you guys for watching. Whew. About time to turn on the AC. It's getting hot back here. But not that freezer. That freezer cold. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Almost to 2,500. Love y'all. I mean it. Sorry that was a long one. Appreciate y'all watching. Have a great day.